Okay, everybody, and I'm back. Of course, it's Ace Boogie, and we're back with another episode of Fields of Growth. This time I don't have any topics. I'm pulling out of the jar. It's going to be a thought dump day. Some long thoughts that I've been pondering on for the last week and should have actually recorded midweek, but I was lazy and waited till today. So there's a lot. So first, I want to just get into my question that I had that I was thinking about that just really applied to me. I don't know, maybe some other people can relate to this. But when dealing with other people, comparison to myself, it's easier for me to do things or get on things and stay on things for other people, i.e. my daughter, my friends, loved ones, or whatever, than it is for me to stay on track for myself, like doing something like this, working out, finishing classes, or just getting things done for myself. Like, it always takes me longer to do it, or I put it off longer. But if someone else comes to me and is like, hey Candace, can you do this, can you help me with this, I am tackling it. Like, I'm all in. I've just now you've just got another person on your side. And I had just been wrestling with this question all like last week too, maybe almost a week and a half. Just the different situations came up and it was like, no, this is God, like, I need an answer for this. Like, I just don't get why it is this way for me. So like I said, it's maybe not be relatable to everyone, but this is just something that had been on my spirit to talk about. And so I did run the question by like other people that I was close to or talking to at the time, like, dang, it's kind of easier for me to do stuff for other people than it is to turn around and do it for yourself. Like, that's just so crazy. And they're like, yeah, it is. Listen, yeah, I agree, or right. But to me, it wasn't enough to just, other people saying they do that too. I was like, I need to know the breakdown of why. Like, and I was just going to just running it through my head, going to God, running it back, and trying to see if I could get some new, like, insight or, clarity on it. And finally, later on in the week, one of my close friends, she had invited me to a clubhouse room. I think it was the Clubhouse Summit. I think it may have just ended or wrapping up, but maybe it's going on. I really didn't pay attention to the dates, I should say. But we were talking in there. I think it was like a Wednesday and a Thursday night, or Tuesday and Wednesday night. I think it was Wednesday and Thursday. The quarantine had me all messed up. Like, sometimes I really forget what day it is. But we were talking on there, and she was just talking about her organization and what she does, for the kids and for the littles. She's like phenomenal. But then a young lady, Camille, was also a speaker on the stage, and she started getting into something called HumanDesign. And when I tell you, it grabbed my attention like so fast, because it's a combination, I think, of like, I don't know all of it because I just got put on it. So I'm just sharing this information with you like fresh and hot as I get it. So you can go to mybodygraph.com, just how it sounds, mybodygraph.com, and you can put in your information, and it takes like the astrology, the chakras, and some other different things, and compiles it and makes it like one different chart. So you'll have like 9 spots on your body on this person chart, and then you'll also have like a different type, and it'll just break down who you are in the information tab, based on what you put in there. And so immediately I went and did mine, right? And so did my close friend. She went and did hers as well. And it was so confirming. It was just like one of those moments where like all this stuff that I had been wondering on, all my questions had now been answered, right? And you're wondering like, what do you mean they've been answered? So based off the information that I gave the what the word I'm looking for, the calculation, or just put in, it filled in whether I was open or I was, I think, fixed or direct or some other word, either open or the opposite of that. And I had all these fixed spots in my mind, in my thoughts, in my throat. I was very open in my heart and in like my gut and soul, but my intuition is very strong and my will to do and get things done is strong and fixed. But I had all these 4 open areas. My openness was like a lot inside internally, but here in like my root in getting things done was very, very defined. That was the word, defined. So open to defined, and I was very defined in those areas. And it let me know that I was a projector. And in saying that, I go say that to say there are a lot of different things. So you have reflectors, projectors, generators, and manifestors or manifesting generators, or sometimes, it could be a combination of the two of the manifesting and the generators, or just generators, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I haven't gotten everything in line with this yet, but I think this is a great place for every person to kind of like who is on this self-help and this self-growth journey to start there, and it'll kind of help you understand your missing pieces and what you need to be more conscious of. And so me being a projector and I have this open area, I have to be mindful of bitterness. Why? Because I am so easily doing for other people, and they may not ask me to do it, or they may ask me to do it, but because I'm so like got all these thoughts, got this throw, got this will to do, it's very easy for me to help others. It's very easy for me to see and be able to be like, you're be good in that, I'm gonna help you do that, or you need to fix this up over here and I can help you do that, and da-da-da-da-da, and I can help you do that. And growing up, especially as a Black woman, it was like, well, stay in your place, don't do too much of that, you're gonna be called loud, you're gonna be looked at funny, or you're gonna get criticized, or stay quiet, or why are you coming at me like that, or why are you, all those negative thoughts, right? So I learned to just kind of people please with my throat and keep my thoughts to myself and just to get by, because I've always been able just to get by just by having that will to get it done. And I've always felt like I was a people person, but I don't like all people, or like I don't, everyone doesn't run me right, but I'm very willing to talk. I'm very willing to share and express and be invited if I am invited. Like, I'm not one of those people who, and I'm trying to grow a little bit of it just in the world we live in now, but I'm really not one of those people who look at everything as a shade or look at everything as a place to put mistrust. Like recently, I did have a spell of that, and like I said, I'm trying to find the balance in that, where I was like not trusting anyone and then being very trusting to everyone. But the core of me is very open. So it's like personalities, I'm very drawn to easily invited and see what you're about and get to know you and and put my thoughts together with whatever you got going on, and let's like make magic, let's figure something out. But growing up, I was the oldest in the household, so it was like I felt this bitterness towards the responsibility and the bitterness of like why I could just do all these things and wasn't really getting the thank you or the praise that I felt like I deserved, because it felt like a lot and it felt like I was giving my all to it and I had no choice. But coming to see that was just a part of who I was personally, like I was just needed to be invited, like as far as relationships, we can just switch gears real quick. I would also overextend, just do, or just do what I think is right, or try to just finagle and do that little extras. And then if it wasn't reciprocated or even like appreciated the way I thought it should be appreciated, then I would get like resentful in love, because it's like I'm seeing, you know, all these holes and gaps in my mind. I'm seeing all these, you know, or picking up on all these cues for you, and, you know, doing the little things, and it's not being reciprocated, or it's not just being appreciated to the level in which I think it should hold weight. And that was hard for me. And so I would shut out and just completely turn the switch off and be like, well, now we're just gonna go into autopilot and just not do, you know, just do the bare minimums. And that was with like a lot school and home, just like, so I could go into autopilot and get things done. But I would totally like, my soul would be so open, because it's like I'm not drawn to anything or anything about this or whatever. I'm not connected to it, I should say. And so to bring that kind of full circle, I had this idea on my heart for a very, very long time, right? And recently, someone else very, very close to me had expressed similar idea. And it was like, okay. And then I kind of forgot about it and put it in the back of my mind. But then it kind of got brought up again, and it was like, okay, so are you inviting me now to let's do this like grand idea together? And within like 24 hours, I was on it trying to get everything done. Like, okay, can we do this? Can we do that? We can do it like this, do it like that. And that's just like me with a lot of things. If you give me, like I said, if I feel like we're gonna meet and it's gonna be like for a team decision or a team effort or for the greater good of something or inviting to something, I am 100% in on it. Like, it just, like, my mind starts going on how we could just make it like the tea, add the sprinkles, like everything. So, but just be by myself, it's hard for me to be like, oh, I got this idea, let me just bring it on up and just make it come out. Like, I need someone else with that good idea, or I need to be invited. So, like I was saying, that got done. And then with another close friend of mine, I'm helping them, and I just can see, like, you know, like, hey, do you need my help with this? Like, you know? And she said yes. And I was just like, all right, boom. Like, I got you. Now we're about to be here together. And I just feel like bringing this full circle, I'm trying to think of how I want to put it together. I just feel like we as people are so complex, like I've said before, and we kind of have to take inventory or look at ourselves first to see, you know, what type of people that we are, and then really get to the root of what grooves us and what guides us. So why I've always felt like the hype man, why I've always felt like I'm good at helping others before myself, is because that's how I was designed from the core of me. And I have to be mindful of where and what I give my energy to, because when I give it wholeheartedly. And because my heart is open, I can feel for so many other different hearts. But if you're not really understanding mine, it hurts me. Or I could get easily wrapped up in a situation of yours. My heart can easily just get so empathetic and sympathetic and all just in it. And I have to be mindful of that as well. And this is just me personally looking at my information, me talking transparently. You are going to be completely different. And that's why I said it's very good for everyone to go and do this, because it was phenomenal. And if, like I said, only if you're really down about growing as a person and you are not ever too old or too young to grow. So let me just put that out. Like, you could be in your later years, kids retired or whatever, all gone. You still have time to grow, and you still can look back on the life that you lived and plant seeds and help those around you grow, you know? So don't think, oh, well, I've lived most of my life, so there's really no point of me, you know, looking up how I am. Like, no, you still are impacting people every single day that you're on this earth. And of course, my young people, we don't want to continue to make the mistakes of the past, and we don't want to continue to just see things, not understand them, and not be able to change them. So I feel like we need to take all the tools that God has given us and do the work, not just wait for the next person to tell you this or to tell you that. My bad. And I really lost my train of thought, so I'm just going to backtrack to what I remember. And I was saying you're never too young to continue to work on yourself. So we don't want to make the same mistakes of the past. We want to understand those around us so we can love those around us better. And God has given us the tools, like I was saying, to do that. And just don't be prideful about it. We're all in different areas. We're all in different stages. By the way, I love my hair. I tried to stretch it out, but I should have did this video yesterday so I could see it stretched out. But loving the hair. Anywho, but yeah, don't be prideful about it. Don't be like, this is that. Like, go look it up. Go look into it and go make sure that, you know, you, again, my bad, y'all. But yeah, don't be prideful. Just don't be prideful. We are all here. We've all here for a reason. We're all on different levels of our journey and our growth in our growth stages. So give yourself that grace. But human design definitely was something that I am going to be definitely looking into and definitely learning more about, applying more to my life, and just allowing those, because they give you these non-self types. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this real quick, but in the non-self type, they give you these little characteristics that's just not yourself, or things that you can look out for. Like if you start thinking you're not good enough, if you start thinking, I forgot some of the other ones. Not good enough. I'm trying to think of the ones because I get me and hers mixed up. Of course, I did me and the Liz, so I'm remembering more of hers than mine right now. But just watching your frustrations, that's one for her. For me, for my bitterness, being invited, not overextending, like I was saying before. So it kind of gives you those points, and it gave you like about 4 or 5. Some people have more, may have more, but it gives you about 3 or 4 or 5. Even things to look out for to kind of like, you're stepping outside yourself is what I'm getting into. You're getting a little lost in the direction in which would be more beneficial for you. Yeah, so I don't really have that much other than that. I might record some other stuff, pull some topics as well for today, just because I feel like God has put that on my heart to like really get kind of like an inventory up right now, so that I can make more genuine topics and be here on Mondays. But it come more off my spirit and connected because yes, this was prompted as like pulling from a jar and we're having this TED Talk, but really this is the time for me to just share knowledge and grow with y'all, help y'all grow, hope that y'all get something from this, continue to share that light and that love. And we just talk about things. We talk about things from a different perspective. Like I was saying, some things we may not all agree on. Like I was running some things, my thoughts that I share with you guys around because of my close friends, and I'm just like, wow, I see where you're coming from for that point of view, because we're all truly sinners in this world, and we had to remember that we are in this world, but we're not of this world, and we had to just get tapped back into what our true purpose and our true calling and our true alignment is. And that's different for everybody. But you have, only way you can know that and the only way you can get tapped into that is if you are genuine and you don't go against those little voices inside. I mean, sometimes some people may not have as strong of a connection to that intuition. But if you pray and if you really take the time to put more of that time into that, God will give you that. I mean, he will definitely give you that intuition, and because that's what you're asking him for. So I'm gonna close this with a little gem that since I was feeling a little mucusy and stuffy in my head, and just like I was getting sick, and we can't have that with the Rona. I just want to share what I do and what my practices are as far as like getting sick. My mother is very holistic, so she's always had us on, like the health tip from the noni juice back in the day. If you know, you know. Even though that's still good to this day, but we were raised on the noni. So I've always been, a little bit more health conscious than to run to the stores and run to the hospitals and run to the pharmacy way of doing things. So oil of oregano, lime and honey. I do an elderberry syrup. When the lime and honey shot, I kind of do separately. And I try to do those every day. And I was kind of slacking on my lime and honey shots. And so that's probably why. But last night, so what I did was I normally take a tea at night, every night. But last night in my normal tea blends, I added a turmeric and ginger, to kind of loosen up that mucus and get ready, because I'm about to go do this now. So this morning, I have an elderberry syrup. Of course, that's good for your immune system. So that's my base, because oil of oregano is very, very spicy, okay? And I don't mean spicy like, ooh, this is hot, like, ooh, peppers. It's like, ooh, numbing, like, that just like, ooh, it might not go down right, okay, if you're not ready for it. Yeah, it's one of those. So I mix it with the elderberry syrup because that's sweet. I try to mix it with sometimes some honey or some lime juice as well. But today I had just added some other little drops blends that my sister really had got from Sprouts. Love that store. Just to add in there as well. And took that to the head. Now, really, I said that because the oil of oregano is the key component, all right? Key component, because that is a mucus, like, evaporator. Like, it finds the mucus, dries it up, and really helps. So already, I feel lighter in my head. Like, it's not as puffy. It's not as, like, much pressure behind my eyes. And like all up in here. And next I did distilled water or spring water. Really, it's better to do spring water. On a stove, I did one blood orange, 1 lemon, 1 lime, sliced them up, put them in there. I also did some cinnamon sticks. Well, you're supposed to do cinnamon sticks, but I did ground cinnamon. But you can also do like cinnamon extract, or extracts of all of these sometimes. If you just don't have the fresh essentials, then all you have is essential oils, because I stay stocked up on the essential oils. So I have all this in the essential oils too, but I wanted the freshness this time. So blood orange, lemon, lime, cinnamon. Then I did the eucalyptus essential oil, the rosemary essential oil, and the real key component that I didn't have the last time that I'm adding for the first time is menthol crystals. That is gonna get in there, and y'all know menthol, like I said, bakes, but like Vicks, but it's the natural way. Because at first I had bought some Vicks crystals, but I was like, no, I don't really want all of the alcohol and the other stuff they put in Vicks. So I ordered some real organic menthol crystals. So I added that this time, and I can already tell you that the house smells amazing, but this is going to be something that's going to literally go into my lungs. It's a respiratory steam, so you just literally take a towel and you sit over it and you breathe it in as much as you can. You don't want it to be too hot, obviously, because you don't want to burn yourself or whatever, but you want to bring it to a nice boil and steam and let it simmer and get in there and take as many breaths. Of course, I have my daughter do that as well. Whenever she's getting sick, she doesn't really like it because it's, you know, you might want to put some goggles on because this time it really might be a lot with the menthol crystals. But it's a steam. It's a natural way. And when I tell you, and for my smokers, because I am a smoker, this also helps me keep my lungs clear or take your deeper breaths and don't feel like I'm not allowing so much harm. I'm not saying that smoking is just like, this is gonna clear it away. No, but I'm just being mindful of it. Just being mindful that I do smoke, so I want to take care of myself. I want to, be mindful. Like I said, like not be so dumb about like the fact that this is what I do. So yeah. That's it, guys, for this video. As always, you know, this is just about growing together. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm just gonna drop this piece in. Like I said, I've always been on the holistic tip. So when I was put on to this theme, because this wasn't something that I just came up with my thin air. I watched the Hood Healer. Like I said, she really is going through her own transitional time. If you want to take, she's taking it over, I think, maybe the OnlyFans, just because of some things and some boundaries that she's setting up for herself. But I've been following her for a very long time. So when she dropped the steam recipes and when she dropped all of this, I was screenshotting it at the time, not even like really doing anything with it. And then I started to definitely start doing it when the Rona hit. I picked back more up, you know, trying to stay up on it. And so that's just really been what I've been doing. But I feel like it's important that we share the information that we've gotten from others and we pass it along, because I know there are some people who are also health conscious, or but maybe just haven't thought about that. My mom also does, like literally just eat some ginger, gargle some apple cider vinegar, and that helps as well. But I don't really like the vinegar taste. And then sometimes, depending on who you are, too much vinegar in your system can lead to other things. So, but if you just feel like you really want to clear out some infection or something and you're having a sore throat, that is definitely a good thing to do. Like literally just take some, like a lime and honey shot, some raw garlic, okay, chew it up, swallow it, eat it, and gargle some apple cider vinegar and then swallow it. I mean, you can really spit it out depending on how much you gargle it, because it might pull some things and remove some things, so you might want to spit that one out. But then you take another one, it will definitely help as well and clear you up and get you feeling better. So don't just think and trust all of what they tell us, okay? There is definitely natural remedies. I have other natural remedies, like for a burn. What I was gonna say was for burns, they don't tell you this, but lavender in a good base oil on any like 1st degree, maybe slightly 2nd degree burn, cover it up. It will like significantly decrease the pain, like significantly faster decrease the pain, as well as take it through the healing process faster, smoother, to where, depending on, because I don't really have skin that scars like that, but I have heard some people say that it still may leave the scarring mark, but you can still put Neosporin or, you know, do some of those things with that as well. But lavender in there as well will, it will blow your mind. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's just what I'm just getting these tips and tricks that they don't tell you. They want you to run to the hospital, run up a bill, or just live and just y'all know. So as always, amen and ashe.